I know where it is. I'm doing it. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this anymore. I know where it is. I'm done, dude. I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
What's up, dudes? Welcome back to the DGS. As today, we talk about Bossmanjack's latest court update. He has had 2 hearings since our last update on him, so let's go over whatever info we've managed to get in our hands and talk about what might happen to our favorite crackhead streamer. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe to the DGS because we just want our degenerate society to grow. Check out our Patreon too. All our content is there, ad-free and uncensored. Link in the pinned comment. Okay, since our last update, Bossman had a hearing set for May 4th, 2026, and this was the case even before he was put back in jail, but right after he was arrested yet again, he had another hearing scheduled before May 4th on the 17th of April, 2026. We had had hopes that maybe they would let him out at this date, but those hopes wouldn't last long, however, as of course, he wasn't let out of jail. Otherwise, I would have been telling you about it.
That is fucking wrong!
And given how Bossman treats every opportunity to show the courts that he appreciates their goodwill towards him whenever they let him out, it's not surprising that they won't let him out of jail anymore. Bossmanjack has had countless times where he got away with it, his plot armor prevailed, he was let out on bond, parole, only to fall back into his habitual crack use within not even a week of being let out, showing absolutely no respect for the law or the courts. We would also receive an interesting bit of news from this court case, as we now see that Brian Jones, the GOAT, isn't representing Austin anymore. But instead on the case, we see a name of Daniel Zeiss, pictured here. From his last name, as well as his facial features, were quite the noticers here on the DGS. We can immediately notice that he is also a Jewish lawyer, plus we saw that in his LinkedIn, it is also someone that works under Brian Jones. So our fears of Boss not being represented by a Jewish lawyer anymore were quickly subsided once we learned this. But wait, but it turns out this might actually not be the case at all, as court documents show here that there was a request for appointment of a lawyer, as in Bossman requested this, likely because he's broke and can't afford to pay Brian Jones or his underling, which also means that the Red parents aren't bailing him out either and paying him this lawyer.
This is getting out of hand. It's like everybody's turning against me now.
Also on these court documents, there's to note this letter from CVRJ Medical confirming what the pickle suit mugshot had implied, which was that Bossman was indeed considered suicidal at the moment of his arrest. Speaking of mugshots, a day or 2 after we got the pickle suit mugshot, we would be given a new mugshot, this time without the pickle suit. I'll let you guys enjoy this new mugshot reveal. Beautiful. Here's also an upscaled version of said mugshot. To note that Boss is looking quite smug on this mugshot. For what reason, it eludes us. It can either be because he thinks he's getting away with it yet again, or simply because he has given up, he has accepted his fate, and is trying to take this in stride. On the 3rd of May, Drunk, the streamer manager from the site sponsoring Bossman, would say that there might be someone from or paid by the said sponsor to attend Bossmanjack's hearing.
We didn't hear anything. Boss has caught. Okay, he has court tomorrow. We apparently, I'm not 100% sure, but apparently we paid someone to go to the courtroom. That's all I can say. I'm not 100% sure, but apparently we have someone at the courtroom. Kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe some merch. I'm not 100% sure because we lost some merch in a shipment.
Unfortunately, there would be no news of such a person present at said hearing. Either he was wrong or misunderstood, or the deal with this person that would have attended fell through and didn't happen. But it would seem that there would indeed be someone present at Bossmanjack's hearing, as this compilation of Discord messages would circulate on Discord servers talking about Bossmanjack's hearing, accompanied by a photo of the courthouse itself. As we can read here, Bossman was called in first, Brian Jones was not present, nor his assistants. I'm guessing the assistant being this Daniel Zeiss that's now on the case. During the hearing, the judge asked Bossman if he wanted counsel appointed to him, to which Boss responded with I don't know. The judge then responding that he doesn't know either. And it's alleged that Boss told the judge that he has money in crypto, but that he has to wire it out. Crazy to just admit in the court of law that he has maybe illegally obtained funds in crypto. But coming from Bossman, it's not surprising in the least. Bossman is such a crazy case that he's actually more worried with sounding broke than he is with admitting to crimes in front of a judge. The judge would also ask Boss if he was happy with how Brian Jones had been representing him up until this point. Bossman would say, well, and smirk, and both him and the judge would laugh about it. The judge would say that he will wait until the 18th of May to see if Bossman can get himself new counseling, aka another lawyer. So things are looking grim. It seems that nobody showed up for Bossman's hearing, not his lawyer, not his parents, not even the prosecutor, as it is alleged that she wasn't available due to a marriage she had to attend. The only person attending this, it being a rat, alleges that Brian Jones has probably given up on Bossman, also that the judge looks like Scott Adams and looks chill, but that looking into the history of this judge, he says he has no problem handing out time though, that he has previously given some lady dealing drugs 3 years in prison. Luckily for Bossman, he's not in trouble for dealing drugs, it's just for consuming them. Bossman would ask for bond, to which the judge would respond with, not without a lawyer present, which is understandable. I just don't understand how Austin has absolutely nothing figured out when it comes to this law problem. He could probably be out on bond right now if he had just had a lawyer present to request it. Absolutely sad. But then again, given that he's a coddled 30-year-old man-child, it isn't that surprising that he's totally unfit for dealing with such problems. He has always relied on his parents to do everything for him. So if his parents aren't proactively looking out for him, he's completely screwed. The person attending would allege that Bossman looked preserved, as in, he looked as if he had just done his last stream the very same day. Things are not looking good for Bossman. Although it is good to know if he gets himself a lawyer, gets this sorted, maybe he can get himself bond and give us another stream. Now, on the 5th of May, we were still waiting on his court cases to update with new information, so that it would be confirmed that he does indeed have a new hearing set for the 18th of May. Nothing would show up even then on the 6th of May, 2 days later, so a DGS rat would take it upon himself to call the Louisa Circuit Court to hopefully get some information from them, but unfortunately he would receive no such info besides that the court case would be updated at the end of the day, which it wasn't. But finally now, on the 7th of May 2026, the court case would finally get an update, with Bossman's hearing on the 4th of May resulting in a true bill, meaning that the grand jury has found that there is indeed sufficient probable cause to charge Bossman with a crime. So Bossman's going forward with a criminal trial. It's over, bro.
See you later, buddy! Case closed, bitch! Case closed, bitch! Case, the court has been dismissed!
From now until the 18th, Bossman needs to scramble to get himself a lawyer. If he doesn't, the judge will get him one appointed to him, but that means he will still be sitting his ass in jail after the 18th. He needs a lawyer now to be present for the 18th of May in order to request bond. Knowing Bossman, unless someone else steps up to help him out with that, it's almost guaranteed that he's not going to have a lawyer by the 18th, which means he's not getting bond. For some added context and get you situated on what Bossman is facing here, in Virginia, a Class 5 felony for drug possession carries a potential sentence of 1 to 10 years in prison. Alternatively, at the discretion of a jury or the court, the sentence may be limited to confinement in jail for up to 12 months and/or a fine up to $2,500. As far as mandatory minimums are concerned, while the statutory range is 1 to 10 years, a jury or judge may elect to reduce the prison term to a maximum of 12 months in jail. Now the thing is, this isn't Bossman's first rodeo. He is, at this point, a repeat offender. So we'll have to see how the courts are going to take this into consideration. Suffice it to say though, Bossman might be cooked for real this time, boys. I really don't think he's going to get away with it yet again. Though if you're lucky, he might indeed get himself a lawyer, and on the 18th he will request bond, and maybe we'll still get a few streams from him until the day he is actually sentenced for these crimes. If not, and he never gets himself bond, and he stays rotting in jail until he is sentenced, we will not have a piece of Bossmanjack content for God knows how long. He will probably be sentenced to at least a year in jail. Maybe he'll get time served, but even then, that's gonna be months or almost a year without Bossmanjack, at a minimum. This is absolutely rigged, dude.
Oh my god! This is so rigged, bro! This is so rigged! Rigged!
Okay guys, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are regarding all of this. Also what your predictions are for Bossmanjack. Until our next court update, we will be making more videos about previous episodes in Bossmanjack history. So make sure that you are subscribed to the DGS so that you don't miss our next uploads. Thank you for watching. This has been the Degen Gambling Society. And until next time, see ya.